Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hello?
Hello? Everything just stopped over here. Can you hear me?
I could hear you the whole time.
Oh, all right. Let's start again. Hello, hello.
Hi.
I'm Selene Villa.
I'm Pascale.
And this is Life in Jest, a show where we subscribe to Chaucer's sage words in the Canterbury Tales. Many a true word hath been spoken in jest. We've been through hell, basically, trying to figure out. I had this echo. I don't know what was going on. And so we don't even know, but it seems to be better now. That's all we can say. It's a very strange situation. But we are back from our historical trip to Boston and to Salem.
Oh, historical. I get it.
Yes, it's historical.
I'm talking into the mic, but I'm not.
That's funny.
I look totally professional, but nothing's happening.
That's right. I'm trying to think, but nothing's happening. Yeah, we had trouble with her recording equipment, so now she's she is recording it from her phone.
Yeah, I'm over this studio. I need to find somewhere else.
Yeah, the studio causes a lot of problems.
Every time. I just where else to go.
I wish you had better Wi-Fi at your house, and then you could just record there.
I know.
But you don't.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's... And
I get a new phone since then.
We could try again for fun one day and see what happens.
I'd rather be in my pajamas.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Maybe a repeater, if you get a repeater.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, but I think it captures the signal and keeps it stronger where you are.
Yeah, T-Mobile, that's with it.
What do you mean that's with it?
T-Mobile, because it didn't work at all when I moved.
That's your Wi-Fi with the repeater? That means bad news.
Anyway, let's
all right,
get to business.
Before we talk about a trip, I want to share that my new book, which I was editing while poor Pascal's driving, and I'm editing the book because I needed it to be. The book has to come out for September 6th because it's coming out for Culper Spy Day. That's my launch. I'm going to be debuting the book because it is about Benjamin Tallmadge, who ran the Culper Spy Ring. So, of course, Culper Spy Day. What day but that to introduce my book to the world? And it's called Freedom's Cost, and it's scripted historical fiction for ages 10 and up. It's like reading a script, but it's historical fiction, and it's my homage to Shakespeare, whose historical plays shaped me as a writer and as a human. So he really showed me the power of writing, how much you could write in a script form, a play form, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. So I gave it a shot, and Stephen King has that book as a script. I looked at that, and everybody seems to enjoy that. What is it?
It's Silver Bullet. That one?
I think so. Yeah. And so I'm really excited about it. It's based on the memoir of Colonel Benjamin Talmadge, who, don't tell Lafayette, but he's my revolutionary crush, Benjamin Talmadge, because he was the guy that did everything. He not only was amazing, but he had this moral code that he was trying desperately to follow during a war. It was just so sad. I could just see myself being like that, torn between trying to do the right thing morally and trying to do the right thing for the country, to be free. He's an amazing man, and he was George Washington's spy master, and he was also one of Nathan Hale's closest friends, and Nathan was executed as a spy right at the beginning of the revolution, and it weighed so heavily on Benjamin, who vowed to avenge him, and the opportunity came to avenge him when Benjamin was the only person to suspect Benedict Arnold of treason, and they captured a spy who was being sent to Arnold, and And Talmadge was like, "No, you can't send him to Arnold. Something's wrong with Arnold, I'm telling you." And they're like, "Hmm." And they actually listened. They still sent a warning letter for some reason to Arnold. They were all afraid of him because he was the commander and not a nice guy, you know? So he got away, but the spy came back and he turned out to be John Andre, who was the head of the British intelligence. And then Benjamin taunted him. He was like, "You're going to die. You're going to be hanged like my friend was hanged." But then Benjamin found himself drawn to Andre and they became really close friends. And as a matter of fact, Andre was so excellent a person that all the Americans just love this guy. They just met him. And you ever meet somebody that's just like you realize this is like this such an extraordinary person, right? But the one person who did not think he was extraordinary was George Washington because he was pissed. He did not like being betrayed by the man that he considered as a son, and he was done because he had two people he considered like sons. He had Lafayette and then he had Arnold. And Arnold completely betrayed him, and Washington was done. And he couldn't, to spare him, he demanded to have Arnold back. British couldn't give him back. They didn't want him. They couldn't trust him, but they kept him. And that's it. Andre had to hang. And Benjamin said when he watched Andre hang, it was like his heart could not support what he was seeing. So it's this amazing story that I got mostly from his own words. So it's all true. Obviously, it's scripted historical fiction because he didn't write and scene himself, right? So who knows? But I'm so proud of this book. And it is because it's about the personal sacrifices for liberty up close with a man who really is absolutely amazing. So currently, as we speak, it's on sale. It's on a pre-sale with Smashwords, which I don't even know how it got there, frankly, but it's there. And so you can get that at a discount, the ebook. And I'm selling them at Culper Spy Day. I'm launching that day. And if you get the print version, either from me that day or after it's launched when it's available, the print version has Upon Secrecy in it too, which was my book about the Culper Spy Ring. So it has that at the end in the print version. So very exciting. Just search for, just check my website and you'll see all the details. But I'm just like giddy. I'm giddy, giddy, giddy. And I just hope everybody gets these feelings of accomplishment in their lives from whatever you guys do, because there's nothing like that feeling of, wow, I did this, whatever it is for you. I wish this feeling for everybody because it's so much better than anything like, oh, I'm in love. Fine. This is better. You did it. You did something. No offense to the loves. I'm a little down on love. But anyway, okay. So let's talk about our trip. Lizzie Borden episode came out great. I uploaded it yesterday. I listened to it again. It was really fun. Why don't we just go in order with what we did? Right?
I don't remember if we talked about the Chinese food thing.
Oh my God, no, we have to talk about that. Oh my God. All right.
That's literally my favorite thing that happened. I liked everything else, but this made me laugh really hard.
Oh my God. It was crazy how this happened, right? And we were starving. Well, when we got there, we were supposed to go to it was a long trip, and you were even more tired having driven. For the record, I did say I would help, but you drove. It was that you were very intrepid. I'm sitting there editing, and you're driving. And we got there, and we were like, we're freaking exhausted. Plus, we had stopped at Lizzie Borden, right?
I was up at like 3:30 that morning.
Yeah, you are the early bird of all early birds.
Well, get to your house,
right? What time would you normally get up?
What time do I get up? Between 4 and 5, depending on when I need to leave the house.
Right. So you got up even earlier, but you are an early bird for sure.
Well, I work early and I babysit early some days, so I have to get up early.
I hear you. So when we got there, we were both like, we didn't want to say to each other, we were like, let's not go to this thing that we're going to. We had tickets to that thing.
You said it, and I was like, thank God. As much as I wanted to go, I was so tired.
It sounded like death having to go out again,
Because we'd have to drive to a place we didn't know at night after we had been out, like in the car for, I don't know how, like all day.
Yeah. And it was a show, and it was going to be a big thing to deal with, not relaxing at all. I mean, it would have been amusing. We were going to see a podcast.
Yeah.
I would like to see how a podcast is done live, but I feel like they were going to do exactly what they do in the podcast. It's fine. I just couldn't handle it, and you couldn't handle it, and it just would have been a lot because they're going to do the show, and there's all these people in the bar and this and that. It's like, oh my God, no.
I know.
Oh my God. So we skipped that. So we thought it would be easy if we ordered Chinese food, right? And we were very excited for this Chinese food. It sounded good, right? It sounded really good. So was it called Happy Garden?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure the name of the place is called Happy Garden, which is so funny because they're not happy at Happy Garden. No. So we tried calling to order because I just thought it would be easier. Instead of, when you order online, it's just this whole thing, right?
Oh, I love ordering online. I hate
Yeah?
dealing with people because that's the way I am.
Well,
I'm afraid of bad.
no, I usually like to order on the phone, but the guy would answer. And then he would say, hold on. And then he never came back. And never. And it happened like 3 times. So we wound up ordering it online. So we ordered our stuff and we go. And it took 6-7 minutes. We got to the place where it was supposed to be. It was like a beach, right? Like apparently Revere is a beach town. That's what we were saying. We didn't know it was a beach, which is nice, but we weren't going to the beach, But but the beach was there and everything, but the restaurant wasn't there.
It was not.
It was just not there.
I don't know where it was, but it wasn't where it was supposed to be.
So unfortunately, we decided to go around the block where we could have turned around and kept looking on that block, but we did not know what was about to happen. When we turned, all of a sudden, there was this major, major traffic jam. Cops were blocking a road, and the traffic was blocked like it looked like for miles. Like it was absolutely insane. So then we turned the other way to avoid it. Was I driving?
You were.
Okay.
I had some wine. And
Right. Yeah. And we turned, and then we saw, you could see all the traffic backed up the other way that we would need to go if we were going back, right? And I just thought, well, we can turn to cut down to the street the other way. No such street existed to cut through. Because I have this logic that it's like magical logic that doesn't really apply because streets are whatever they are. It was based on nothing but my just assumption that there would be a street to cut through.
I mean, even if we cut through, that Chinese place was clearly in another dimension.
I know it wasn't where it was supposed to be, but it must have been there somewhere, right? I mean, I don't know. Where are they? So then the cops had another thing blocked off on the other end. What was it? I don't know what the cops were doing. What could it be for? Because it was blocked off in 2 totally separate areas, right?
Yeah.
It was literally there just to frustrate us, to thwart us from our attempts to get our Chinese food, right?
Yeah.
So I said, oh no, there's nothing worth this. Because all of a sudden the GPS went from 3 or 4 minutes to 35 minutes to go to this Chinese restaurant that we were a block and a half away from.
Yeah, there's no Chinese food that I need that bad.
No, I just look for the way out that has least traffic, right? So I cut, and I did know the way we came from. It wasn't exact. It seemed like another way back. I figured we'd figure it out. And it was true that once we cut down another road, it was maybe 8 minutes back to where we came from, right? So that was perfectly reasonable. So we tried to call the Chinese people again. And they answered and put us on hold. So we never got to tell them that we couldn't come.
Yeah, we just got pizza instead.
Yeah, which the pizza was pretty good, although we're not such pizza people. I have to say it was decent, right?
It was. I just I'm not a pizza person.
Nor am I. But it was vegetable pizza, so at least we got veggies. And as pizza goes, I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was decent pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody in America seems to love pizza so much. It's just not I would never pick it for myself. I'll eat it if everybody else is.
Right. Agreed. But Right. It wasn't our first choice, but we just weren't having any luck finding anything. And really,
Yeah.
we just wanted to go back and chill. Right.
Right.
That's all we wanted. So that's how we wound up in this pizza place when really neither of us enjoys pizza all that much.
Right. It was fine.
It was good. Yeah, it was fine. So we got the pizza and we thought we had to order a personal pizza, but then we saw a guy next to us. He suddenly got served 2 slices that were not on the menu.
I know.
So we got, it wasn't a big pizza, but it was big for us. So we got it, went back, watching some show about a girl that went missing, of course. And
We couldn't figure out the remote control.
that was awful. I mean,
So, like you couldn't hear it.
No.
It was just the worst.
it was very low. Yeah. And then after that, my phone rang with a 646 area code. And that's a New York area code, right?
Yeah.
So I
But
thought,
we're in Massachusetts.
right. I have friends with that number, but usually their names come up, and I figured maybe it's one of them or something. So I answered it, and
Mind you, this is like at least an hour later.
it was 9 something, and we were
Yeah.
going there at 7 something. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a very irate Chinese man, and he's like, "You ordered food." I'm like, "Well, there was a traffic jam," and I'm like, "We tried to call you, but you put us on hold." Now I don't know. I'm not sure if he's even bothering to listen to what I'm saying, right? Because I tried to explain this and that, and all of a sudden he goes, "You coming?" I'm like, "Yes, because I want Chinese food that's been sitting for 2 hours soaked in sauce, because that's going to be delicious. That's not going to be limp at all. That's not going to be disgustingly soaked with garlic sauce or whatever. So, I got garlic, you got bread. It would have been inedible, right?" And I'm like, "No, we're not coming." And he goes, "So cancel the order." I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was like he didn't even, like, I don't know. Why did he even call? Like, I think he just called. Maybe they were waiting to go home with this food. I don't know what was happening. But they waited so.
I think you should just make the call that the person isn't coming.
I mean, I wonder why he waited so long to call.
I don't know. I guess that's when he finally stopped putting people on holds. Maybe he finally got free.
Maybe. I don't know. And we could have been like, "Well, where were you, sir? Were you in the Twilight Zone?" Like we could have.
The other dimension where the restaurant is.
It was so strange. I understand the frustration. Someone orders something and doesn't show up. But I mean, maybe if you don't put us on hold, they would have explained that we were in this, we really had every intention of going there.
Also, you didn't mention that. So he said, "Are you coming?" You
Mhm.
said, you explained. He then said, "Do you want me to cancel the order?" You
Right.
said, he then said, "But are you coming?"
Right. Yeah.
You explained again. And he said yet again, "But are you coming?"
It's
He said
like, yeah,
3 times.
right. It's like the and then
Oh,
in
oh,
Dude,
by the
Where's My car?
I was crying laughing. I'm like, "What is happening?"
Yeah. I
"But
don't
are
know.
you coming?" No.
That should be the title of my next book. But are you coming?
I like it.
I have a lot of titles. I once said to my friend Gay, if I was in jail, I'd have more time to write. And she said that should be the title of your memoir.
Yeah.
No, I don't like orange, and the coffee's going to suck there.
The women here, I believe, were green. I
Oh,
think the men
that's
that
even
were
worse.
orange.
I don't like the green either. That's like bile or something. Like, no.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Have they thought of purple?
No, I mean, you're in jail. Should you really have a nicer color?
Why
Oh,
not?
that's mean. That's so mean. I'm
Why
sorry.
not? Why can't we have the orange? I think they have for a specific reason. Like if you escape, they see the color. But green is not really going to go that way.
No, I don't know.
Hmm.
Funny because you can't wear certain colors when you go visit.
Oh.
Yeah, because if the color is similar to what they have, you can't wear it.
Oh. Well, yeah, you don't think you would want to wear that. Things could go awfully wrong.
Oh my God, there's so much. You can't have certain things in your hair.
Hmm.
If it's a prison, you can't wear any kind of metal. So if you have like a wire bra, you have to take it off.
Wow.
There's a lot. It's a lot.
Wow. What about when we were driving home and we saw the sign and it said, "Do not stop, correctional facility nearby"? Like, what
Yeah.
is that? Do you have people that are running down the road that just escaped that are going to leap into your car?
Yes, usually when you see signs like that, it means something has happened and they had to put the sign up.
That's a little scary.
It is.
Do not stop. Like, I thought, oh, yeah, I'm just going to pull over here and I'll let this guy hop in my car. What the hell?
Who is still picking up hitchhikers? Like,
I don't know, but the whole thing that was a very straight, like, I mean, I'm sure that's not the only place where there's a correctional facility that I've ever driven, and I've never seen that sign before.
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, that was odd. So anyway, so that was our fiasco with the Chinese food. That was pretty funny. Then the next day, it turned out to be a freaking heat wave in Boston. I didn't know it got so hot there. Did you know it got so hot there?
I think everywhere was hot that day. I think because New York was hot. A friend of mine went, oh, who was I talking to? Someone went somewhere and it was super hot. And I was like, really? Like it was someplace you'd never expect.
Is somebody mowing a lawn outside where you were?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so loud.
And I'm not near the street.
Yeah, you're supposed to be in a soundproof studio.
Oh, this studio is absolutely not soundproof. I hear people in the hall all the time.
Wow.
If you're watching the video, I'm pointed towards the door. I saw people walking by earlier. You can see everything. You can hear everything.
Oh my God. Why are they mowing the lawn at 4:14 p.m.?
I don't know. And it's raining. I don't know what's happening.
Maybe they'll stop.
Eventually.
Yeah, when we're done recording. I hope this isn't going to, oh God, not the recording again. It was fine when we started.
Because they weren't mowing.
I can't believe they're mowing the damn lawn.
I can't believe you can hear that.
It's very loud.
Wow. Sorry. I don't know where else to go.
No, you can't go anywhere.
No. So anyway, get back to the story.
When we went to the walking tour, we had plenty of time. However, we were led completely astray. We were using the Apple Map app, right, in our phones. Is that what we were using?
Yeah, the one that comes with the iPhone.
Yeah. Well, unbeknownst to us, things that they should have plastered everywhere, signs, the Apple app, the map thing, does not work in Boston. Thank God we stopped to ask the guy. Because
Waze doesn't either. I tried Waze too, and that was wrong too.
Well, this guy was like, you're going, like, because we were on the street, then all of a sudden we weren't. I don't even know how that happened. I guess the street, like, zigzags. Sometimes streets do that, they end and they on the next street. But then all of a sudden, the time kept getting long. The further we walked, the way it had told us, the longer minutes were taking to get there. I'm like, oh my God, we are now past the time when the tour starts. And we had plenty of time when we set off, right?
Right. And it was like 5,000 degrees.
So hot. Like, I never thought Boston got that hot. Yeah. So we turned the way the thing said. I'm like, but something made me ask this guy. And he's like, oh, it was literally the opposite direction of the way we were walking. And he's like, and we said we were using the GPS thing. He said, oh, yeah, that doesn't work here.
Yeah. But is he the one who told us to use Google Maps?
No.
Somebody told.
Well, it was when I was trying to reach the tour guide, like this in the app, it was like to message the tour guide.
Oh, right.
And
right.
then it said, but it should have been in the instructions when you get, when you get the instructions on the tour, but it didn't. It was like an afterthought thing that you don't see it unless you're really scrolling around. And then it said that the Apple Map and maybe other things too don't work. That only Google Maps works, right? And so that's when I discovered that, which it was nice to know, but a little late. But it was good to know for future reference.
Yeah.
Even though that map is not nearly as good.
No, not at all.
No. So we got there. Yeah. Luckily, it's a popular company that we were using, so we were able to go on the next tour. That was the luck. The bad luck was the friggin' heat. Like, and the Freedom Trail just never ends. At night, we were on a tour with another guy, which we'll tell you about after, which was a very cool tour. But he's like, yeah, people are like, I'm doing the Freedom Trail. And then they're like, this is 3 miles? I'm done with this Freedom Trail.
I felt so much better that other people do that.
Of course they do, because it's a long walk, you know what I mean? Like, and in the winter, I can imagine the same thing because it's too cold, right? We were walking, and this woman was dressed in the colonial garb, and I don't know how I could not believe that she could stand to be in that outfit.
You can see the sweat on her face. I mean, she was wearing so much.
Yeah. And she just accepted it, though. She didn't complain at all. It was amazing.
Yep. She was very perky.
Yeah. And she was in character, and she was talking about, how long it took her to get there, like half a day because, came in a horse this way and that, she was all in character, very nice. We went in the graveyard, and we saw, what's his name? The guy, John Hancock. We saw his thing. Samuel Adams. And they have a big joke because there's a bar across the street from his thing. So they said this is the only place in the world where you can have a cold Sam Adams while you're looking at a cold Sam Adams. And we heard that joke twice. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, on the bottle of Sam Adams, whose picture? It isn't John Adams.
Is that what she said? Did she say it was Paul Revere?
I think.
I don't know, but I heard something, but it was so high. I wasn't quite registering what she said, but I did know she said she was wondering why Sam Adams was chosen. But I think Sam Adams was chosen for the namesake because he actually was a brewer, although apparently a failed brewer. Apparently he had a lot of things that he failed at.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, which was sad. That has to be brought up. Like, can we leave him alone?
I had tuned out by then, but very shortly after that, I was like, I just tuned completely out.
I was fading in and out. Paul Revere was there, and he has a very small tombstone, and then they made him a big monument because someone was like, it's not good enough for him, but his body's under the little thing. I liked the little thing. It was cute, I thought.
Yes.
And then they said Phyllis Wheatley's there, who was the enslaved woman that wrote beautiful poetry. She's in one of my books. But that night when we returned there for this other tour, and I said, well, where is Phyllis? Because an unmarked area of these poor African-American people didn't get tombstones or anything, but they're there. And she's like, well, we don't even know if she's here. I'm like, so the other guide was wrong. Like the other guide told us she was in the section there. But then this guide was like, well, we don't know if she's in this cemetery or the other one that we actually had been in earlier in that late tour. And I was like, well, it just goes to show you, it all depends on which guide is telling you what, It's a little sad. Yeah. It's a little sad, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So, anything else happen in there? Not really. I think the graves are interesting. They're kind of more interesting back then. I guess they were more tenuous looking, which always makes things interesting.
They're also is it the width of the headstones now.
Yeah, because they were made out of slate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which slate just cuts really small. I guess, but that's what they use. Yeah, and I don't know. I have no problem with them. I think they're nice, but
it's interesting.
Yeah. And I like the engravings on them, but we did that, and then the more walk. There's so much walking, and
I'm a 5-year-old. I'm like, I'm hot. I'm bored. I don't give a fuck what this lady's saying. I felt really bad, but I was like, I got to get out of this.
Yeah, I know. It was sad because we went to the site of the Boston Massacre, and I was like too hot and bothered to even take a picture. And I always take a picture, But the meeting hall and this and then I'm like, yeah, okay. In my own defense, I had been there before, but I don't remember being there exactly. I could have taken the picture again, but I was like so freaking hot. And then I'm like, we're gonna leave when we get to Faneuil Hall because I know there's food over there.
I was like, I don't know where that is. I misunderstood the name. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, what did you think it was?
I think I thought you said Faneuil. What was it?
It's Faneuil Hall with an F.
Yeah, I thought and you said it several times, and I still got it wrong.
Well, it is a cool place. That was, so it was nice. We walked through Faneuil Hall, and we got to do that. And they would just kept going because they were going to this church. But I knew the tour was supposed to end in 15 minutes, and it was going to take them that freaking long to get to that church. So I knew that if we walked to that church, which is way out of the way from anything else, she would have told us this is the site of Paul Revere, and then we would have had to walk back.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're done, so we left, and I don't think she was thrilled, but whatever. And then we went to try to find lunch, which was a whole other fiasco. But we did find, we're just like, I don't know what it. I think because it was hot and we were annoyed with everything. You know, when you're annoyed, it's so much. Everything's harder, right? And we saw this like Japanese fusion. I don't know. We just didn't want anything we saw, right? We were just like, no, no, no. And we finally ate in a pub that actually was decent.
It was good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, and they had salad and French fries. Very exciting.
It was good.
It was good. So we did that. So then we went to the Boston Tea Party, and that was really good because they. Oh, what did we? Didn't we do something in between? No, we just had to get there, and we had trouble. You know, the signs in Boston are very bad, very, very bad. Between that and having the bad GPS problem, it was so hard to find anything. The Google map thing was not clear on when to turn and this and that. And there's no, you would think there would be a sign like Boston Tea Party this way, right? We saw nothing.
No.
So we asked somebody, and of course, he's like, oh, it's right there. Because so embarrassing, you know, like it's right there, you know.
I told Selene that happened to me at the Empire State Building. I asked the doorman, where's the Empire State Building? In my defense, those buildings are so tall, you can't see. Even if there's no way you can tell that that's it.
Right.
But so stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But so we found it, and they do a great job. Now, I had been there when I was a teenager. All I remembered was throwing the tea in and pulling it out. Like, that's all I remembered. But it was really fun.
Yeah. They put themselves into it. It was a really good show.
Yeah, so what they do is they bring you in, and then the woman really checked us out, right? And I was holding my copy of George Washington's Spectacular Spectacles because I wanted to take pictures, and I have a lot of pictures from the Boston Tea Party, and it's great because I'm going to put, like, for the 250th anniversary, I'm going to put pictures of me with George. Like, I'm going to say spilling the tea since 2003 because that's when I got my first contract, and I'm going to have me and George spilling the tea. Like, so it's going to be great. But she checked us out, and I guess she saw me with the book. So she gave us these cards, and these are real people. We each got a card. She definitely thought about people when she gave them, because she gave me James Foster Condie, and the card is like, basically we're having a meeting. The idea is that you're meeting to have this Boston Tea Party. So it says, on December 16th, 1773, you are a bookseller specializing in imported books and wares from London. Your shop on Union Street is popular with many Harvard students who buy their school books from you. A few months ago, you were expelled from Hancock's cadets along with your friend Moses Grant due to disrespecting the town's customs officials. So then Pascale got Moses Grant.
I did.
She was good. This woman was really engaged, you know, she really cared. And so you, on December 16th, 1773, what? I took a picture.
Oh, you did?
I have a picture of our cards on the book. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Forgot.
You are a furniture upholsterer with a shop on Union Street, as well as a member of the North End Caucus. On a side note, can you make me a new couch, reupholster my couch? My dog destroyed mine.
No, I should have gotten bookseller. I've actually done that.
I'm a writer. She didn't know what you did. She looked at my book and she handed me that. Oh, my God. So sorry. So sorry, Moses. Earlier this year, you and your friend James Foster Condie were expelled from Hancock's cadets after insulting customs collectors during an election day ceremony. You volunteered to guard the Dartmouth on November 29th, and you are eager to see this tea crisis resolved. So I had to look up this cadets thing, okay, this Hancock's cadets. I wanted to know what it was. So, because I didn't understand, it's very interesting. So John Hancock was the captain of the Governor's Independent Company of Cadets, a Massachusetts unit sometimes referred to as Hancock's Cadets. It was called, the first name of it was the First Corps of Cadets, and it was originally founded in 1741 to guard the governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Okay, so that's like the person that works, that's British, right? Like at the time, there was no problem, but there was a problem later on. In order to join, prospective cadets had to be nominated by a member and had to be able to afford their uniform as well as pay dues for the upkeep of the company. Imagine, unit dues were collected until 1940. This regiment went on and on. These requirements limited membership to a select few, as you can imagine. The cadets escorted the governor at parades and ceremonies. Once a year, the governor reviewed the cadets, usually at a parade honoring the king's birthday. Okay, so think about it. John Hancock is a revolutionary, right? Maybe not when he joined, but by the time of this thing, when our guys were in there, our guys obviously are revolutionaries, right? Because they're part of this whole thing. They're all part of these cadets that their job is to guard the governor who works for the king and serve the king. That makes no sense. Okay? So in 1766, John Hancock, the cadet's most famous alumnus, joined. By 1772, he was the commander, and our thing was in 1773. So that's why they were calling it Hancock's Cadets. He selected a new uniform for them, very important, a red coat with buff facings, because they were honored to the king, which is so odd, because he was plotting against all that. So, let's see. But then, and so he was involved in one way or another with the Boston Tea Party, as were, it was said that a lot of these people that were in the cadets were part of the Boston Tea Party, as we were already thrown out of the cadets for disrespect, but we definitely were there. So, Hancock did not get along with the new royal governor, Lieutenant General Sir Thomas Gage, who came to Boston with orders to impose harsh measures in the aftermath of the Boston Tea Party. So that Boston Tea Party really caused a lot of trouble for the people. But maybe they made their point, but they certainly got a lot of hell to pay for it. So then Gage presented new colors to them, whatever that means. And then relations grew worse with Patriot leaders and British officials, and Hancock and Gage. And on August 1st, 1774, Hancock was dismissed. And then the cadets were supposed to pick their own officers, and they were so outraged that they quit. They disbanded the whole thing. They all quit. And they had also, many of them had participated in the Boston Tea Party. So the whole thing got destroyed then. And therefore, the whole unit got dismantled until 1776, when they revolted. They became a unit for the Americans. So and they obviously had to have new uniforms. But it's so odd that they lasted until, it's so strange. I mean, perhaps if the guy hadn't fired Hancock, they still would have done it, which I don't understand. And I looked up the governor of Massachusetts. I said, was the governor of Massachusetts a bad guy? And it said, was a controversial figure, and whether he was a bad guy depends heavily on one's perspective, particularly regarding the American Revolution, which is, so true. And he was a villain for the Patriots. The Patriots thought he was a villain. He remained fiercely loyal to the British crown throughout the escalating tensions. He supported British policies such as the Stamp Act and the Tea Act. And his efforts were he had to enforce these policies, right? And apparently he wrote nasty things about the colonists in his private letters. Rigid, unwilling to compromise. It's so strange that they were serving him. So I just thought, on the other hand, if you were for the British Empire, he believed in the right of Parliament to rule the colonies and saw the resistance as an attack on legitimate authority. And he was a man of integrity and high principles. He actually agreed with the Stamp Act, disagreed with the Stamp Act, but felt compelled to enforce the law once it was enacted. And he did try to get rid of the troops from Boston after the Boston Massacre, that was nice. But I just think it's so strange that they were protecting this guy who they were secretly plotting against. So, and there's more. I don't want to, take forever to talk about this, so I will let that go. So we saw that they did a really, we threw the tea in, but we were kind of rushed to throw the tea, don't you think?
Yeah.
I was like, this is the best part. Why are we being rushed out of here? Well, obviously the answer is another group is coming in. but I just felt like, well, okay, so we have pictures of us spilling the tea, which is fun. But, me, I was taking the pictures with the book. Thank you for taking my pictures. So then they take us in. I have a lot of pictures of me with the tea with George. It's nice because George didn't get to be at the Boston Tea Party. He missed out on it. So this was like his now he got to participate. I thought it was nice that George was included, So then we went to see a movie, and it was about the battles of Lexington and Concord. It was about how they say, I'm only laughing because of myself, what I write. And they're like, this was the most monumental moment of the revolution. I'm like, I don't know about that, right? Because I'm partial. I'm like, it's not a revolution until George is there, But, of course, it's extremely important. And it was the beginning. It was the beginning of everything. But remember, first of all, what was this? Let me see. This guy. Okay. It was John Parker's militia company, and they were focusing in on this guy. So the guy's like, the British guys are like, throw down your arms or we're gonna, attack. They're like, we will not throw down. Well, they attack, and then the guy's like, retreat. Like, why didn't you just walk away before they shot at you? You would have saved a lot of, people died here. If you were gonna act like you knew what was gonna happen, okay, you knew they were gonna fire on you. They said they would. What did you think was going to happen at that moment? Why not just retreat before you get shot at? It made no sense. But maybe because then they could say they were fired on. I really don't know. But I was like, it doesn't make much sense. So what happens? We see a black guy go down immediately. Remember? We were like, why did the black guy have to go down? So I had to Google that. I Googled, did a black guy get shot? I wanted to know if it was true. And it says, while historical records may be incomplete, there is a documentation of at least one African-American man who was wounded at the battles of Lexington and Concord. Prince Estabrook, an enslaved man from Lexington, the poor man, right? Joined Captain John Parker's militia company on Lexington Green on April 19th, 1775. He was wounded in the shoulder during the fighting, but he later recovered and served in other engagements of law, ultimately gaining his freedom. I think that's great that he survived. That's nice, And it says it is important to note that many black men, both enslaved and free, participated in battles of Lexington and Concord, and their contributions are still being researched and recognized. And I also want to note that there were, enslaved people. I guess there was no South then. We were just 13 colonies, but slavery did happen in the North even later. Even when we always talk about the Civil War with the South, there were enslaved people in the North as well. Okay. And, just had to say that, but I'm glad this man got his freedom ultimately. And I will say that the British were not into enslaving people. They were like, if you join us, we'll free you. Like, they were pretty cool about that, So I don't know what to say about that. I'm just repeating history. So then they had this one thing. They had the actual box of teas saved over the years that somebody found floating in the water after this. I guess it went up to shore, and it was I forget what, I don't know, but it was named after the person who found it. I can't remember who. And it's this box of tea, and it was painted. People painted on it. They even made it at one point. A litter of kittens had lived in it, and and so they have this box at the tea party. To me, that was extremely cool, But then in the gift shop, souvenirs of that box were they were reduced. So I guess no one else. I'm the one that finds it fascinating. I bought those things that shake. What is that? The snow globe thing with it. And I bought the little keychains with it. And I loved it. And remember the kid that was going to the gift shop, and he was like, I got to buy tea. And the mother's like, I'm sure there'll be tea in the gift shop. She goes, you don't even like tea. He just wanted tea because he was all hyped up over it. So it's so funny,
I told you, I heard this woman, her daughter was asking, I don't know what she was asking her for, but she's like, America's really a problem right now, and I'm not buying you any of this stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
yeah.
You know what? It's not that I disagree, but damn, you're on vacation. Just buy your kid something.
I think I don't know why they went there when she had that attitude, because you know what you're getting into. And first of all, what happened in the past has nothing to do with now. I mean,
and I'm like, if you want to be that angry, I don't get it, but whatever.
She drew a really bad line, because when you bring a kid to something like that, especially, one of the greatest things about a trip like that is you get souvenirs. Like, that's just so exciting to kids, you know?
I was like, wow, this woman is angry. I mean, I know a lot
Yeah.
of people right now, but you need to pick and choose when you're going to have a freak attack about it.
You can't say that to a kid like the most important part of any trip is the gift shop to a kid. Like, it just is. It's exciting, you know?
She wasn't having it.
That was a strange thing. Yeah. It was a very strange thing. And so I love, I collect those little rubber ducks that are dressed in different things. And I turned and I saw a basket of discards, and there was a little revolutionary duck in there. And I have an injured arm, and it pains me so much to turn my hand a certain way, but I maneuvered my arm into that basket and snagged my little duck. And you're like, you just stole. I'm like, I didn't steal it. I was paying for it. I was going to pay for it, but I didn't see it anywhere else.
Oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
I was never going to steal it, and you were like, that's someone's duck. I'm like, I think it's just throwbacks, right? Or I don't know what it was, but those ducks, we looked everywhere. You told me you didn't see them everywhere, and I looked anyway. Those ducks were nowhere. So I bought the duck. I'm like, what if they know that I found it out of that? What if it was their duck that they were saving? But I bought the duck. I would never steal anything. Let's make that clear.
No, I
But
didn't steal it. It was that it was behind the counter, and I'm such a freak when it comes to that stuff. I'm very, I'm
Well,
very around.
you know what they say? Well-behaved women seldom make history.
Well, I'm not making history.
Well,
And you know what?
Yeah.
There's a line for me. If it's something I really want to do, then I have no use for rules. But for the most part, if you tell me, I will follow your rules.
I'm sort of like that, but I really wanted that duck. That was everything to me. I wanted that
If it was
duck.
something I like, then I might have gone for it. I don't know. Who's to say?
I collect those things, And for the revolution to have the duck, that duck is going to be prominent on my website.
Yeah. Listen, you got the duck. I'm happy.
I got the duck. I want more, though. I know there would probably more. I got to find, I'm going to have to research these ducks.
Yeah.
Very big on the ducks. Anything else about the Boston Tea Party?
No.
And so then we went to, oh my God, the duck tour. Speaking of ducks, this, I can't believe how badly things went. It's like it was a movie of when things just go colossally wrong and you're like, that's ridiculous, too much. It couldn't happen in real life. This was ridiculous. First, again, very bad. It's so hard to understand any kind of traveling instructions in Boston. We were far enough that we needed some way to get there that didn't involve walking. We couldn't walk anymore, right? And so we decided to take public transportation. It was so friggin' confusing.
It was.
We couldn't know. We didn't know. So we bought it. The guy's like, go now, go run to this thing. I don't know. Did he think we were like superheroes or something? Because that train was a distance by the time we got to it, right? And you're like, maybe it'll come back. I'm like, why would it come back?
Well, I was so done. I was like, to come back.
But this man, he had to know we weren't going to make it. Because it was like leaving when he said the words to us by the time, because it had to have been, because when we got there, it was already down. It wasn't like the doors just closed on us. It was like it was gone, you know? And he was telling us not to buy the tickets and just go. And then I was worried, like, well, what happens if we're on the train? There's going to be a penalty. I worry about all that crap because the Long Island Railroad enforces a stiff penalty.
Oh my, that totally happened to me. I used to take the train one stop to work, right, from my house. I bought a ticket the first time. No one collected the ticket.
Right.
So I'm like, I stopped buying tickets. And this went on for a long time. The last time I took that train, the guy snagged me in the train.
Oh God.
And so much more. It wasn't super expensive, but it was the point. I'm
right.
Like, I needed to pay. Like he had me dead to rights. But I was like, the last time.
It's the confrontation that's scary too,
No, I was like, you know what? I really,
Did he, what was his attitude? He was like, aha, I caught you?
No, not at all.
No.
It was fun. It was just funny because it was the last time I
It's
took it. I had been taking it for months.
Well, I guess you did make out in the long run. You didn't pay it all those
I
times.
did. I
Yeah.
didn't feel bad about it, but I was like, it's just funny.
Let me ask you a question though. The first time when you bought the ticket and they didn't they didn't take it. Didn't you save that ticket?
Uh,
See, if you there's where you went wrong. If you saved the ticket, you could have pulled it out when the guy showed up.
yeah, that was never going to happen.
I would do that because that's my insurance that if the guy comes, I'll have a ticket. It's not
I,
even about the money. It's about I don't like being confronted. I get scared. I know it's irrational, but I don't like that confrontation.
that's even gotten me out of a ticket. I was driving. I used to go to Canada with my kids every summer. And, like that drive to Canada, you're on the highway. I'm sure, I think I was going 85. I had set it with the cruise control. I knew what I was doing. I
Right.
got pulled
Oh,
over. Do you know how fast you're going? I'm like, yeah, I do. I have cruise control. I was going 85. And he's like, really?
I mean,
And he's like,
really? Why would you say that?
but he was like, all right, I'm not going to give you a ticket.
That makes no sense on either point.
I, because he has a radar detector. He knows how fast I was going. What am I lying about?
I, c- I can't believe you set your cruise control to a speeding thing. Why? I don't understand that.
Because everybody was still blowing past me. Uh, because it's like a free for all up there.
Is it
You're
so you were going slower than everybody else?
what?
You were going slower than everybody else?
Yeah.
Well,
Have
then
you
why
ever
do you
driven
wait?
upstate New York?
Yeah, I don't see it like that. It's not like that.
Oh my! These people are flying. I mean, like when you're close to the border, when you're up that high,
I don't
it's
know if
like,
I've gotten to. I haven't got like I get off. Like I used to go up to see Casey at Passim. I didn't go that far. I guess I don't know.
oh, and it's really,
I don't think it was that highway, but there's something odd about setting your cruise control to speed, though. I don't know.
I do it.
What do you
I
do?
s- yeah, because I take the highway to work every day.
You speed every day?
I go 70,
Hmm.
and there are literally people blowing past me.
Yeah, it's something I just can't do that. I don't know.
No, what am I going to do? 55? Like I'm never getting anywhere.
No. Well, no, but the rule apparently is you have to be 10 miles over the limit to get a ticket, right? I took one of those defense driving class. You get a reduction in your insurance. So I said, "Oh, you can go 9 miles over, right?" And the guy's like, no. But yes, it's the truth is, yes, you can, right?
Of
But
course, but
well,
technically,
okay. Well, it worked for you when you said you did 85. I mean, I was just stating what was the truth.
well, yeah. I mean, I don't know why you got so upset. Like it's not a
Well,
pass or pass. Who cares?
he was appalled that I said that.
Oh, then
Yeah.
he needs to get real.
Well,
That's
I guess
ridiculous.
he's sworn duty to the allegiance of.
They get very serious. Bobo gets like that. Bobo, so he's a caller in the Howard Stern show for people that don't know, and he's a driving instructor.
Yeah,
And yeah, he gets so crazy about it. I'm like, but that's not how people actually drive.
I I know that you don't get a ticket until it's 10 miles. So I don't see why if because I said it, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? Like it was weird, but
No.
anyway.
And plus, if you put on your GPS, I always put on my GPS because it tells you. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't always happen, but mostly it'll tell you where the police are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone
Hmm.
reports it and the app will tell you.
How do people have time to report where a cop is while they're driving? Like,
J-
what are they doing?
I don't know, but I love it because it tells you where the cops are, hazards, and where the red light ticket cameras are.
Okay. Well,
Listen,
I'm not going to
that'll
say I don't speed. We all do. I'm not conscious of it. Like you creep up a little bit, but cruise control makes me a little crazy. I mean, yes, it's good on a road like the Seaford Oyster Bay because that's a smooth.
but I take every day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you're right.
you
Yeah, I see your point. But so that duck. Hold on, I just have to pull my sweatshirt off because I think I'm literally going to burn to death. Hold on.
listen, I could go on about that duck.
Hold on. Oh,
Da na na na. No. Dad.
My God, that's such a relief to get that sweatshirt off. Because I'm drinking wine now and I could get hot. Yeah, because after all that we went through, I felt like I deserved it. And it's the wine that I was going to have last night when my book was all set to go. I was going to have wine, and then no, I've got things to do, so I never had the wine. So here I am, the wine. This is the mug that you gave me. This, it says, could be coffee, could be tequila. In this case, it's wine. Okay, that duck. When we finally got there, it was like 4 minutes before he was leaving. Again, we had plenty of time when we set out, right? But because of this poor communication, like the signage, we went the wrong way for everything. Like we didn't understand these trains, everything we did, right? We got there. You wanted water. They had coolers. They clearly had water. They're like, we don't sell water.
Worked for that company was a fucking asshole.
Yeah, they were really, yeah.
I was insanely angry before we even stepped on that boat, and then it just went downhill. I have never been so pissy about something like that before. I was furious for that entire. I hated everybody in there.
Well, if the first guy, like he was selling the souvenirs, and he's just like over there, like it's really nasty. Yeah. And then the girl's like, we don't sell water. You'd have to go to the supermarket. But then she looks at her watch. Like, I don't think so is the implication. Like, yeah, forget it.
But how long did we sit on that boat before it went anywhere? It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. This is how it happened. And then they told us we had assigned seats and people were in our seats. And we said to them, these are our seats. They're like, well, I don't have to tell you our seats were filled or some bullshit. Right?
So I go out and I tell the lady who was driving, I didn't know she was driving. And she was like, well, you have to go find the man. You know what? Fuck you, lady.
You didn't say that there, though.
And he must have gotten them out of those seats. Because when we got back on, they were empty.
I mean, there were no other seats. We would have had to sit separately. I'm not going to sit separately from you. This was ridiculous.
The whole thing.
Right? Okay. But the other thing was that we had to buy quackers, these blowing things, like the shape of a duck thing that squeaks loudly. It's a loud quacker. And because I was in Seattle and I went on one of those things and they said the quackers are optional. I'm like, well, I was alone, right? And because I went there for some book thing, something I was appearing at. So I was alone and I'm going to buy a quacker. Like, you know what I mean? Like it didn't seem important at the time, Well, every single person had a quacker except for me. And the driver said, where is your quacker? I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't know it was going to be like this. Like they should have said quackers are mandatory or something, right? Like it was really bad because I was alone and the only one without a quacker. All right. We get these quackers. We bought our quackers. Nobody had a quacker except for one other person. And it was also turned into a very solemn ride, but still we would have been the only ones. I mean, it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
It didn't.
Why didn't that lady with the kids buy those kids quackers?
Maybe she knew it was going to go to shit and didn't bother.
Tell them about that woman in front. Her friend was behind you, kneeing you, right? Her knees were in your back?
Right. These girls, so there were two of them in front of us, two of them behind us. And when a little kid kicks your seat in the movie theater? This is what this girl was. So I kept pressing my back against it to kind of push it off.
Yeah.
The one in front of us was acting like she was 12. She's waving at everybody. I hated all these girls.
She was waving at everybody. It was ridiculous. Like, what is wrong with you?
Years old.
And she was like, she lived there. And did you hear when she said, "Oh, I hope they better pass our street or something"? They lived in that neighborhood. Like,
you're
really?
A stupid girl.
It was ridiculous, the whole thing. And the tour guide, I don't know. I initially thought he could be funny, but I was wrong.
No,
his knowledge was limited to movies that were filmed in Boston.
Stupid movies that nobody cares about. And it was dead jokes for like an hour. I'm not even going to pretend to laugh to make this guy feel better. I was like, fuck that dude too.
Right. And then all of a sudden and it's a sunny day, right? It's a sunny
This is
day.
right.
And
Lost
then
a lot.
all of a sudden a voice comes on the radio and says, "Thunderstorms are coming. The river is closed." And you're like, that better be a joke. I'm like, I
I was
don't
like,
think
"That's a fucking joke." And I was
I am
not
like
those
I'm
girls in
like
front around and they're like, "Right?" I'm like, "Right?"
I'm like, I don't think that's a joke. And then
Like somebody better be joking.
And so the whole reason you go on this thing, it's an amphibious? Yeah, something like that. It looks like a tank or something, a weird thing, and it will drive into the water. And clearly that's the reason why you're on this thing, so you can drive into the water, right?
Yeah.
And it was closed, and then we're stuck with this guy that says, "Oh, let's go to Charlestown," and where he proceeds to talk about some stupid movie called The Town. Like, I don't care. And he's like basically saying, "Don't live here. It sucks here because like it's like that or something." I'm like, good to know, but I wasn't planning on living there. And he didn't make it in any way fun.
No. And it started to pour. Lightning
Poor.
and you couldn't see anything he was talking about anyway.
No, because they have this this thick plastic of the things that roll down. It's not like a regular window. It's not meant for looking out of.
No,
And when you
but
pulled it, you pulled the whole thing
he
down.
pulled it and it's pouring.
And the guy comes, I'll help. He did. It took a while, but like,
He had to
oh my
lean
God.
out to put it back on.
Yeah. And you were probably like, good, right?
Uh, I was so mad. And then once you put those vinyl things down, it was hot to
Oh,
begin
yeah.
with.
Oh, yeah.
It was a sauna in there once you put those things down.
Yeah. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all.
No, and the
And
girl were holding the bottoms open for air.
yeah. Yeah, it was not good. It was basically very thick, tarpy kind of plastic, and they zipped around. So you guys left the bottom part open, which was smart. And this guy, I don't know what his story is, but he's wearing a casual thing. He kind of is acting like a very low-key Italian Don, like that kind of a thing, I think,
Oh,
right?
I thought he was doofus.
No, well, I feel like he thought he was an Italian Don, but I don't think you know what I mean? Like, like
Thought
he's
that,
one of
but
those guys that are like mobby, but like dumb.
oh, I didn't even think that. I thought
Really?
he was, you know, I'm going to insult so many people, but I don't care. You
Okay.
know, those guys with the fanny pack and the mandals and
That's what
the
you thought he
sun
was like? Huh.
and the goof hat. You know those guys. They're like middle aged, and it's like they went to the store and picked every stupid thing they could find and put it on themselves.
Hmm.
That's what he reminded me of.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I didn't see him like that. He was wearing some sort of was it a soccer outfit? Like, the people wear? I don't know.
stupid.
But,
He was
yeah.
stupid. Everything about this was stupid.
And he was wanting tips when we left.
I was like, good luck. Never,
I mean, we
never.
got half refund, which, I mean, honestly, like, whatever. I really felt bad for you because I'd been on that thing, but I just still wanted to go in the water. But that was the whole point of doing this, so you could drive into the water.
Right,
You
that's
know?
what I wanted to do.
I
Which is
know.
surprisingly, I find that stuff kind of silly, but I had always heard about it and really wanted
Yeah.
to do it. And I was like,
Well,
I hate everything about it. Selene wanted to take pictures, and she's like, it'll be a funny story. I'm like, no, it won't. It's not funny. It's not funny right
I
now.
know. It is a funny story, though. I mean, it was a sunny day, and then all of a sudden the river got close. Like, they came out of nowhere, and they
Oh yeah,
left when we got off that bus. There was no more rain.
I know. It was just while we were on the
It
bus.
was like the universe said, "I'm gonna fuck up Pascale's tour." That's
The guy,
literally what it said.
the tour guide, he was like, everything that could go wrong went wrong, and
Yeah.
I had 5 seconds that I felt bad for him, and I'm like, you know what? No, I don't fucking feel bad.
Nah, because if he had stepped up, he could have been more entertaining, and that it would have taken some of the sorrow out of the whole thing. But all he knows are these movies that nobody, well, maybe, I'm not going to say nobody cares. Obviously, somebody does, but we didn't.
No,
You know?
I never.
Remember, he was like talking about The Perfect Storm. I hate The Perfect Storm. You know why I hate that? I don't want to see about a movie where the guys all die in the end. Like, what is the point of that movie?
I don't know.
Nothing. There's no point. Don't tell me about a movie. Like, again, I guess you could say historical movies, obviously, we all know how they end. But still, I don't want to see a movie where all guys are trying valiantly to survive and then they die. It's awful. It's like the Alamo. The Alamo's another thing. By the way, the Alamo, though, they kind of deserve to die. They were trying to preserve slavery. That's what they were doing at the Alamo.
Well, I guess somebody liked it.
I don't know. It's a big monument. It's big in Texas. They don't really tell you that. I was like, why did they want the Alamo so badly? Yeah.
I don't know. Never been.
I've been there several times. I have found myself in San Antonio on so many occasions. It's a big book place. The Texas libraries are huge, right? I've been there so many times. And I do love don't get me wrong. I love the literacy in Texas. You can say a lot about whatever. They do love books. They do. And Texas libraries are like the biggest of all the libraries. They're the most supportive. They're lovely. Okay. And I'm not knocking them. Yeah.
Maybe.
What'd you say? What?
I said I do library, so maybe eventually.
But when it comes to, I guess, history, I don't know. Yeah. But they don't tell you at the Alamo what they were fighting for. I just decided to look it up. I think Casey was like, well, what was this about? I'm like, I'll look. And I'm like, oh my God, those fuckers were trying to defend slavery. Yeah. They died in the Alamo. Did they really need to why make a movie about that either? They all died. I don't know.
No. I wouldn't watch it, but whatever.
I did like the missions. They have the missions there. I don't know. I find missions are cool. Because I think about the Eagles song. Out in the distance, I heard the missions bells, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. That's the mystique of missions. What are they? Are they heaven? Are they hell? Are they both? You know, they kind of encompass all the things about life. And they have them also in San Antonio.
The songs that we hate, I should have put that on my list. That's like a song I never want to hear again.
I
love it. I loved that song. And then, you just hear it one time too many.
You know what it is? It's got that long, long intro. It's like, and the long, long outro. And it's a lot. But the song itself, I think there's a lot to the lyrics. I think they hold up when describing California to this day. And to me, the thing about the mission bells, most people don't even know what that is. Like, but I've been to those missions. I've been to the ones in California. I've been to the ones in San Antonio. For some reason, I'm drawn to explore these places, and I love them. I love the missions. I love the bells, and I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to stand by all that.
Good for you.
So let's talk about. Thank you. But let's
talk
about.
Really long, but we should do this one.
Let's just quickly mention that the last thing. We'll save Salem for another time, but we'll talk about which we skipped completely. I think we did that first, but whatever. We're doing Boston.
2 more things to this trip.
2 more? We had the the night we had that other tour. Wait, you cut out. What'd you say?
We went to 2 different places, Salem and Canton, besides Boston.
Right. So, well, next time we'll have to remember to talk about that next time we record. Yeah, definitely. We'll wrap up on John O'Keefe, and I need a little time to get that together anyway, so it's just as well. There's so people protesting for John against the Alberts, which is very nice. I'm very happy to see it. But in any case, this tour was very cool. So we had one more tour, and we were so happy because it wasn't a walking thing. It was on a trolley. Thank God, right? We were like, okay. And you were like, well, it was bad, good, bad, so this will be good. And you were right. Yes, you were right. And we knew it was going to be good. We saw we saw the woman that was like, we knew she was working for them because she had this cool hat with like a skull thing, and she just looked kind of cool. And she was very nice and we're like, this is going to be good. We just felt it based on her. And we were right.
What
Right?
difference in tour companies?
Yeah.
A complete different. The lady at the ticket booth was nice. This lady was nice.
It's
Just
so nice. Yeah. Just be nice. I mean, you're running a tour company. What are you doing? Why would you be mean to anybody? It doesn't make sense. No. So then we got on the bus and they let us move up, like, because we had a lot of time. So they let us move up a half hour to the tour before. And thank you, because because again, we had a hard time gauging when we would be able to, we didn't know how long it was going to take us to get to places. So for once we had a lot of time and we were like, oh, we just want to get it. We want to be done with this and go back. Right. We were tired. They let us move up. Very nice. So this really creepy guy walks by, and I just thought I basically thought he was like some sort of like heroin addict or something. It was because he was wearing a hoodie up, and I'm like, oh man, that guy needs a fix, right? And you said something. What did you say about him? You said something really mean about him, right? And I'm like, he can hear you. It was really, and I'm like, he can hear you, and then you're like, wait a minute, I thought he was part of this. I'm like, oh, it didn't occur to me that he was part of it, because I was like, this guy's going to come and kill us because you were so insulting about it.
I don't think it was that bad, first of all. And second of all, I would have never
said it. Was like, look at this.
Because he was scary looking. I mean, I smiled at him.
Yeah, you said. Well, it was bad enough that I was scared that he was going to come and have retribution. Maybe it wasn't like, you piece of garbage, but.
But I never would have said anything if I thought that this was just a guy on the street. But then when you said
right,
that,
and I don't.
Right.
I don't know. To me, he was just a guy walking by with a hoodie that looked particularly menacing.
Leaving. But then when you said that, I was
like,
oh, he wasn't leaving the area. But then when you said it,
you saw him. Did you see him more than once?
Yeah, he was before you noticed him. He was there for a while.
Okay. And I just noticed him, and I thought he was just walking by.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
But,
yeah, you were right. You were right. And then after that, like, he threw his palm on the wind. Obviously, by then we knew, right? We figured it, But he threw his palm on the windshield. It was very menacing, right?
Yeah.
And when he got on the bus, he turned out to be our tour guide. And he introduced himself as a long name, starts with an A, I think. I don't know what it was. And then he said that he was a demon.
Yeah.
And I don't think this guy's just an actor. I really do believe that A, he thinks he's a demon, and B, he could be a demon. Because he had like very reddened eyes, right?
He was pretty chill though. He was fun.
He was like, I never watched this, but in Buffy, didn't she have like a boyfriend that was like kind of chill and like a demon or something?
I have never watched that. I have no idea.
I think the guy got his own show.
Diego? Yeah,
I'm mixing it up with Dora the Explorer, but
oh my God,
his name is Diego.
Mark had Dora the Explorer on. It was that show is so funny. I forgot how funny it was. But yeah, if they, it's really funny.
It is a funny show, especially when
hard on what's going on.
Well, oh really?
Oh
wait,
my
what
God.
show is this?
South Park. If you see the Trump stuff, it's hilarious. And Christy Nome.
Wait, well. I don't care what your politics are, but if you are in favor of a woman that murdered a dog and a goat, you can go fuck yourself. Am I right? How dare she? How dare she? She murdered these innocent animals and then she bragged about it. Like, what is wrong with you? There is a person that I want karma. I want karma to hit her. I want what she did to happen to her, because she is a horrible person to hurt these innocent animals, and the nerve to brag about it. Oh, she's like one of the most vile people I've ever seen.
Then you'll want to watch this. They go at her hard.
Good.
I
Good.
mean, the thing, it, it is ridiculously funny. Even if I was for these people, I would still find it funny. It's funny.
I don't know how to find South Park, but I will try.
It's on Paramount.
That's the answer. Oh, I don't have that.
Anyway, we're
All right,
going on
maybe
real.
one day I'll get to see. Okay, so we went on the tour. The guy's a demon. And he really does look like a demon. I mean, he's really like looking
He
like a
really,
demon.
he was
So
kind of
talked about he was kind of what? Cute?
hot.
Is that what you said? Hot?
What?
No, I don't. He's too dark for me.
I like that.
I like dark guys, but he's too dark. He was very, very like, I'm gonna fucking kill you if I get you alone. That was the
It's a
vibe I got
look.
from him.
I appreciate that.
No,
Look.
I have never been. That's where I draw the line.
I would if I actually believed he was a demon, but I do not.
I feel like he believed it, and that's enough. A
I
lot of
believe
these guys kill people because they think they are that. Like he just didn't strike me as an actor. Like some people are actors. I didn't feel like he was an actor. I felt like he really believed that, but it all made for a very good tour, right?
it did.
And we went, and he had the key. This is very cool. He had the keys to these graveyards that were closed after dark. It was very cool, And we went in one, and that's the one where later on I found out Phyllis Wheatley might be there, but I didn't know at the time. And then it was really, all I could say is you had to be there for this because he did it. Everything he said, it was just the way his delivery and everything. He was very good. He was very engaging. He was appreciative of us being appreciative. And then he told us like a story about a woman serial killer, which was very interesting, I thought. And, and he was somebody that appreciated our enthusiasm, which I really liked. I thought that was nice. And I feel like like this was a tour where we vibed, right, with somebody,
Yeah.
And, and I asked him if he'd been to the Catacombs, and he said he hadn't, but he wanted to go. I'm like, oh my God, would he not love the Catacombs? Those Catacombs are just piles of skulls.
Yeah.
We're going. We got to go.
Yeah,
we got to go. It's amazing there. I mean, it's horrible. Don't get me wrong. It's horrible when you think of all these people, but just the display of it is quite stunning. It's just like, wow, this happened. And look at all these people. Like, it's like, in a way, I think you're honoring them by visiting them. I think, we're all going to be like that one way or the other in the end, no matter where we're piled, no matter where we end up, we're going to be dead, so we're going to be one of them. But I don't know. I don't really have anything more to say about it. He just gave us really great stuff. I highly recommend this tour. If I remember, I'll put in the show notes the name of this tour. I don't know. It's a real iffy.
Ghouls.
What was it?
It was something like Ghost and Ghouls or something to that effect.
Yeah, it's on. I always book our tours through Viator, which I highly recommend wherever you go because we use them in Europe, use them here. Viator has like all the fun stuff is all organized on like one site, and this is really cool too. You can book it in advance, but then they don't charge you till like the day before of it. It's perfect. It's like amazing.
Yeah,
you really. I love Viator. What?
Yeah. I said you can cancel without a penalty.
Yes, you can cancel up to then, right? It's very nice. I highly recommend Viator. It's Viator. So if you go on there and you go to Boston, you will find this trolley tour. And I recommend them for everywhere. Very wonderful tour, wonderful company. But when we talk about Salem, I have some things to say about that wax museum. Not the wax museum, the Salem Witch Museum. But
you
oh my God! Well, oh come on! I mean, cheesy. I mean, like that's the first word that comes into my mind, and there's worse I could say. But
it was very much like those animation movies.
Yes, it was like the Epcot before they redid it. Like no, but one other thing about this tour, we went back into the cemetery that we'd seen earlier the same day with John Hancock and all that stuff. And the guy we thought we were going with the guy. Then all of a sudden, there's another creepy person standing there. Turned out, for some reason, I don't know why, this other person did this part, and the other guy's like, "Later, guys," and we're left with this really creepy person.
He locked
Yeah,
us in.
he did. And it was really creepy, but she was good. She was good too. She really played it.
Yeah,
This tour company
great.
does a really good job with the people and everything. I have to say, top notch. I have to try to remember to do a Yelp thing for them or something, but it's
Yeah.
so hard to remember to do that stuff. But I will say they were great. And then in the end, she's like, she said, like, she did something where she's like, all the people in here are dead, but now it doesn't work with you people. I'm going to have to try to figure something out about that, and then in the end, she walked to this other thing and she goes, okay, I thought about what to do about you not, about all the dead people. And then she opens the gate. She goes, get out. It was very good. Yeah, she was really good. She was and that woman did not get a tip because she was just in the middle of the thing. So, like, I don't know.
Well, I
That's
hope
somebody that really.
split
I'm sure she gets paid and everything, but she's not really getting a tip because only the tour guide at the end gets the tip thing, But she was very good.
the driver.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I think he splits
You
the
cut out.
tips with her.
The driver was another one. Yeah, but she wasn't even the driver. She was just like somebody in a graveyard. So I don't know how that worked out, but she was very good. Yeah.
Who knows?
The driver, if you guys ever saw, what's that show? What We Do in the Shadows? The driver was like, he was like a Guillermo type. Like, he reminded me of the guy. He could have been the guy's familiar, like just like this innocuous, regular person driving the bus. And so he was, nice enough, but just normal, completely familiar.
Very.
So, and the guy put out a box and he called it his offerings when we put the tip in. Now there's somebody, like, it was so funny because I think he was very confident that he would get tips because he did a really great job.
Yes. I also
really did.
like the box out. Like, it's always so awkward when you get out and tip them. Like, it's weird.
I know, but I think a lot of them are banking on your having to look them in the eye and not tipping them. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you.
So, but he was
1 second with that duck tour, I was like, see ya.
Well, I don't know how, like, the whole thing was a fiasco. Although, did people tip him? Did you notice?
Don't know. Don't care.
Oh boy, you're out. Yeah, it wasn't for me. I didn't feel bad really either because, like, I feel like if he had put on a really good show when even though we couldn't get in the thing, but he really didn't. He just talked about the town, a movie I don't care about. I don't know. He didn't do what needed to be done to fix things. You know. So it couldn't have been totally fixed, but he definitely could. Yeah, he could have done better than he did, for sure.
Much better.
But yeah. So anyway, so that's it. But I mean, overall, I think we had a great time, and that we got this like really good deal because we went to the Boston Tea Party, so we got a really good parking deal for the whole thing.
Yeah.
You guys should look, if you ever go, look for a good parking deal with something, because it was like $20, which was way cheaper than any of the other parking on a weekday. And we got, we were there, like at the bottom.
And we still only paid $20.
Wait, how many?
We got there. What time? I mean, and I think we were there for probably 12 hours.
Yeah, and it was 20. It was a flat rate because we went to the Boston, because you just have to get the thing validated, which thank God I remembered, and then I forgot, and then you remembered, thank God, because without the validation, we would have paid a fortune, probably. A fortune, Jerry, a fortune. We would have been still there because we couldn't have afforded it. No, I'm kidding, obviously. But it feels like that. You feel so ripped off, like with some of those things.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it was really fun, and I'm really glad we went. Yeah, and we packed a lot in, and we'll tell you about Salem, and we'll tell you about Canton the next time. But yeah, it was really fun, and I don't know if you wanted people to know this, but we were celebrating your birthday, and people remarked to me like, Pascale, we don't learn a lot about her. I'm like, I guess she doesn't want you to know
because it's none of your business.
But I'm just revealing. I don't know, because I spill out my entire life, but like, that's just me. But anyway, but it's good you have fans that want to know you.
Really? That's interesting.
Yes, you do. You do.
There's not much
But in
to
any
know.
case, there's a lot to know about you. You underestimate yourself, ma'am. You're a very interesting person. But I will say cheers to you. And even though we meanwhile, it was past your birthday because we planned it all for that show that we bailed on when we got there, right? That's why we went there. But I will say a toast to you, my dear. Happy birthday. I love
Thank
you. I
you.
love you more than my luggage. I love you more than my luggage, but I don't love my luggage. So I don't know if that really matters.
Love you too. And it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we had a great place to stay. It was really nice. I suggest highly that people look at Airbnbs outside a little bit of Boston because the hotels are insane. So,
Oh my God, that Airbnb, so nice.
it was really nice. It's really rare that a place looks better in person than it does in its pictures. But it did.
Yeah,
So,
I expected it to be okay, but it was really nice.
Right. Exactly. It's like, oh, it looks okay in the pictures. It'll be bearable, but it's not. But oh my, it was gorgeous. So yeah,
It was.
So okay, so I have one quote that I found. Only one. I was running late as usual. This is really funny though. So George III's diary on July 4th, 1776. King George wrote in his diary, "Nothing of importance happened today."
That's really
But
funny.
I will say in fairness, yes, but I will say in fairness, probably took some time to hear about the Declaration of Independence, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so we really need to look in the diary entry like 2 weeks later, like because someone had to like sail to bring him the news. But I think it's funny that it says that, you know, he didn't edit it when he found out later, you know, like so. That's what I
like it. I got nothing.
Thank you.
I didn't know what we were talking about.
I mean, this is so like that book. Putting out that book just like took my life. You know what I mean? Which in a good way, but like I just didn't have time.
Didn't even ask. Usually, I'll ask you at some point.
Well, I feel like you're exhausted too. We've there's been a lot has happened. Like we are spent pretty much. So
yeah,
there's that.
I've got other stuff going on.
So I think George says it all, and we'll leave it at that. But George, something did happen that day. Something did. So cheers to, I'm going to turn it this way. Cheers to our independence, and cheers to democracy. And cheers to you, my beloved co-host and cousin. Well, cheers. It counts. Take a sip.
All right.
You got to take a sip for it to count. There you go. All right. So on that note, farewell. Adieu.
See ya.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.